Good evening. What a nice invitation, and I know it was extended a long time ago, Bill. Thank you for your patience with my schedule. Thank you for your leadership, and Carrie, thank you as well for organizing tonight's event and all you do, and the committees that you work with in putting on this tonight. You know what I thought I would do. Julie gave you a little thumbnail. Let me even give you a little bit more background on who I am. And since we have a little time, I think it's important to kind of know where I come from, because it gives you an idea of what I'm all about. And then kind of give you a quick and dirty of Washington, D.C. today, kind of where we are and where I think we're going, and then open it up for questions. Maybe that is probably the easiest way to do this. As Julie said, or I guess she didn't say, I was born in Columbus, so I've lived my whole life in the 12th Congressional District. Never imagined in my life that I would be standing before you being an elected official, let alone a member of Congress. My mom and dad came to America literally on a boat for a better life. And that better life had no guarantees, just a guarantee for an opportunity. And that's what they came with when they came to America, legally. Just in case there were any questions. So I grew up, as you can imagine, in an ethnic Democrat, traditional Democrat household, and in Columbus in the Northland area, and was very darn proud to be an American, because my mom and dad pounded that into my sisters and I. What a great opportunity we had to be born in America and live in America. And coming from that perspective, I think, really reminds me of how great America is, and despite all the problems today, how blessed we are as a country. And sometimes that gets forgotten, and it's always good that my mom and dad remind me of that. How lucky we are to be in this great country. So growing up in a traditional ethnic Democrat household was quite beneficial, quite frankly. We weren't a political family in any way, shape, or form. I never met anybody in politics growing up, not even in high school. I went to Columbus Public Schools, graduated from Northland High School, first of my family to graduate from high school. And growing up as a little boy in Columbus, like many other boys growing up in Columbus, before me and after me, I wanted to be a professional athlete when I grew up, right? That was my lifelong dream. Not politics, not government, baseball. I wanted to be a baseball player for the Cincinnati Reds. Well, I soon found out that wasn't going to work out. And so I thought in high school the next best thing would be to go to college and study journalism to cover sports. I thought that would be a pretty cool thing to do, be a professional sports journalist. And so that's what I set out to do. Going to college was something that my parents expected of me and my sisters. And so my first job, 16 years old, I began saving for college. Worked at McDonald's for a year, then worked at a gas station, worked in landscaping, worked at a dry cleaners. Then went to college and was paying my way through Ohio State, working at TJ Maxx. Had a band on the side. Played music since I was in 5th grade. And when I went to Ohio State, as Julie said, I was in the marching band for 4 years. And so, again, politics was not even in my mind. So I was in the journalism school as a journalism student, and I took a political science class. And think about this. My mom was a seamstress. Is retired. My dad was a machine operator, lost his job when I was in high school, 25 years, lost his job, lost his pension, and we lost our health care. So it was pretty fascinating through this debate about how Republicans are cold-hearted on health care. I actually was part of the family that didn't have health care growing up. So I know what the anxieties that moms and dads have over losing their health care. But there was a better way to do health care than what we did, or what they did, and I can speak to that as well later. So I go to college, and I'm in journalism school, and I take one of these, what's called a basic education requirement, which is a series of courses that aren't part of your major that kind of get you through the arts and sciences at the time, and I happened to take a political science class with some buddies and enjoyed it. That was really my first foray into politics. Other than, back in high school, my government teacher, who I'm still friends with today, who was a very liberal Democrat, when one of my classmates asked him, well, how do you know if you're a Democrat or a Republican? And some of you who know me have heard this story before. I was in a graduating class of 435 at Northland, which is a pretty big class, about 60% white, 40% African American, a lot of Catholics, to which he replied to that question, how do you know if you're a Democrat or Republican? My government teacher said, well, that's simple. If you're white, Anglo-Saxon, Protestant, and your parents belong to a country club, you're a Republican. If you're anything else, you're a Democrat. So we kind of all looked at each other and said, okay, I guess we're all Democrats then. So at this political science class at Ohio State, it was fascinating because even though the instructor was a Democrat, clearly, he was fair and open and honest, and it was pretty invigorating. And I learned a lot. And so we decided to take another class, some of us, and that led to another class where I was supposed to have an internship program where I'd get assigned to the State House. And I got closed out of that. After getting closed out of that, the TA said, well, I've got good news and bad news. You're closed out of it, but we have a former student who's a staff member for your congressman, and so they have some room in the district office, so you'll get credit for the internship. You can write a paper. It won't be as fun of an experience working in the district office of a congressman, but you'll get credit for the course, and you'll get to see what a congressional district office is all about. Hope you're not too bored, but you'll get credit for the course. I'm all bummed out about going to do this, and I don't get to go to the State House. And so that internship that fall was with John Kasich, my congressman. And I realized I realize now, not just from the textbooks, but from reality, that description from the high school teacher was really way off. Really, really way off. So it was a fascinating experience. And after I got back from the bowl game at the end of the quarter that we had attended, I was cleaning out my desk at the end of December when John came and said, hey, you know, we really like your work ethic and how you deal with people on the phone, and we really would like you to continue to work in our office and get paid part-time. Now, I know you're working at TJ Maxx paying your way through school, so think about it over the weekend if you want to come work for us instead of working at TJ Maxx. I'm thinking, you think I need to think about it over the weekend? Working for a congressman, working at TJ Maxx? Are you kidding me? So I left TJ Maxx and began my foray into politics. And even at that point in time, I never imagined that I would run